Hi everyone, Brian here with Honest Mechanic. In this video, we're going to discuss a common issue that many Toyota Camry owners experience at some point, seeing the check charging system message pop up on your dashboard. I'll explain what this message means, the most likely causes, and what you should do if you encounter this problem. What does check charging system mean? First, let's clarify what the check charging system warning actually means. In short, when this message appears, it indicates that your Camry's computer, also known as the electronic control unit or ECU, has detected an issue with the vehicle's charging system. The charging system consists of three key components that work together: the battery, which stores electrical energy; the alternator, which generates electricity to power the vehicle's electrical systems and recharge the battery while driving; the voltage regulator, which controls the voltage output from the alternator to protect the battery and electronics. When the ECU senses that the battery voltage has dropped below a certain threshold without being recharged by the alternator, it will trigger the check charging system alert. Now, in many cases, Camry owners report seeing this message pop up when the car is turned on but the engine is not running. If this happens to you, don't panic. It's actually a pretty common and normal occurrence. Here's why. When your Camry is switched on with the engine off, the battery is powering all of the vehicle's electronics like the infotainment system, lights, etc. This drain on the battery without the alternator running to recharge it can cause the voltage to temporarily dip low enough to set off the charging system warning. Once you start the engine and drive for a bit, the alternator will kick in, recharge the battery back up to normal levels, and the message should disappear on its own. So if you only see the alert with the engine off, it's usually no cause for concern. However, if you see check charging system illuminated while you're actively driving your Camry with the engine running, that points to a more serious underlying problem that needs to be addressed. There are three common culprits. Failing battery. Camry batteries typically last 3 to 5 years. If your battery is old or has internal damage, it may no longer be able to hold a proper charge, triggering a charging system fault. Corroded or loose battery cables. The cables connecting your battery to the vehicle's electrical system can accumulate corrosion over time or work themselves loose. This interferes with proper current flow and can cause charging issues. Bad alternator. Since the alternator is responsible for generating the electricity to run your vehicle and charge the battery, if it fails or underperforms, it can activate the charging system warning light while driving. Generally speaking, seeing the check charging system message is not an alert that you want to ignore. If it comes on while driving, I advise pulling over as soon as safely possible and having your vehicle checked. Attempting to drive with a weak battery or malfunctioning alternator risks fully draining the battery and stalling out the engine. Then you'll be stranded on the side of the road with a vehicle that won't start. It's best to play it safe and get your Camry checked at the first sign of a potential charging problem. Diagnosing and repairing charging system faults. When you bring your vehicle to a mechanic for a check charging system warning, they'll start with a visual inspection, looking for obvious faults like corroded connections or a worn-out serpentine belt that turns the alternator pulley. Next, they'll use a multimeter and battery tester to check the condition of your battery and its state of charge. If the battery is bad, simply replacing it may resolve the issue. The mechanic should also clean any corrosion from the terminals and make sure all cable connections are snug. If the battery checks out okay, the alternator is the next suspect. The mechanic will test the alternator's output to verify it's operating in the proper voltage range, typically 13.5 to 14.8 volts. An underperforming or failed alternator will need to be replaced. On some Camry model years, a bad alternator can throw additional error codes like P0620 or P0625 that provide further clues for diagnosis. A skilled mechanic will be able to efficiently pin down the root cause and make the necessary repairs to restore your charging system to proper working order. I hope this explanation of the check charging system warning on Toyota Camrys has been helpful. Remember, if you see that alert pop up while driving, err on the side of caution and get your vehicle checked out sooner rather than later to avoid a dead battery or breakdown. As always, thanks for watching and tuning in to Honest Mechanic. If you found this video informative, hit that like button and consider subscribing for more helpful car repair and maintenance advice. Till next time, take care.